after the pandemic and after work in Itbulaga kind of fizzled out, I was all set to retire. I was so concentrated on career and working that it didn't matter to me that I had no days off. I was very selfish during those years. It was all about just me, 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 me. It's funny because you talk about like all the traumatizing experiences in my career, but nothing brought me to my knees more than family. The most painful heartaches are with family. Nobody gives you a manual about how to parent children, right? They just come out of you and then what?
Long before social media, this woman was the influencer by just her face and of course her very, very chirpy, pleasant, positive attitude. She's like all ad agencies' favorite commercial model. Her billboards dotted EDSA. She used to report only on the traffic on EDSA, and then she became the face, literally, on EDSA. Ito, kilala ng mga kabatch ko. Si Pia Guanio. Hello, Pia.
Hi, Lucci! Nice to finally meet you!
I know, right?
I only know of you.
Well, I know of you also because I saw you in all the billboards. Hindi tayo nagkasabayan anywhere, no?
Yeah, never.
Yeah, even though we were in media together for
Yes.
the most part of your career. Anyway,
Thank you for making it here.
Oh,
I know
naman.
it's some ways to come here, but we really wanted you guys to have an experience of the place.
ang ganda. So, why is it the Zaida?
That's Steve's mom's name.
I see. Ito ba? Si mother and father. Nakakatawa naman.
Those are the
Ganda ng mga villas.
So in the beginning, there were only 2, and then we added 2 more, so now there's 4. But then, parang kulang pa rin. That's why the hotel.
Talaga? So, puno lagi?
Most of the time.
Pag weekends, I suppose.
Pag weekends, oo. Kaya we're trying to market it also as, for team building and such.
Yes. Ang ganda nito.
So this is the original structure.
Oh,
That was supposed to be just a rest.
Ganda naman. Wait, this is also a villa.
Sometimes may long table dyan, dito nagbubudol fine.
Oh, how nice.
Oo nga, they're gonna have a wedding here.
Ganda.
And then, that's my great-grandmother's
Yung
bed.
yung bed.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It ended up here.
Even the little curtains. Ano bang tawag dyan? So pretty.
They
But the
have
house is original?
Yes.
Oh, really?
But not from here.
Parang ito yung pinut
ito
together nila?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
My father-
Very nice. Uy, sarap naman dito. Uy, ang sarap dito. You know, it's cooler here.
Actually, pag November
Yeah.
to January, super lamig dito. Super hangin.
Yeah, it's nice to
Actually,
come
cool here.
on mga months.
Vermonths.
That's Scarlett.
That's Scarlett.
That's her cousin.
This
This
is
used
such a
to be my
beautiful bed.
my bed in my condo.
Really?
Because my great grandmother gave it to me.
Talaga?
And then I brought it to Renaissance, and it was my bed for a long time.
Oh.
And then when I moved, they brought it here.
Ang ganda.
Diba?
Wow.
It got the
For poster. And it's not just any kind of poster. Galing, oh.
Yes.
Thank you. It looks like it's going to hold a lot of promise. And I want to come back to enjoy the place.
Please do.
As well as you. So anyway, I just wanted to ask you, commercial model ka nun? Hanggang ngayon, pwede ka pa rin mag-commercial model. Ano bang ginagawa mo? How do you keep this figure and that face?
Oh, wow.
You have not aged.
I guess I have to give the credit to God because, I really don't know. I work hard on the body part, on the being fit and being healthy. And it gets harder and harder as we get older, of course. But I'm not gonna let it beat me.
Good.
So, it's been strength training with a personal coach who understands what the whole fitness thing is all about, that goes beyond just aesthetics. So it's all about strengthening now. It's not about six packs or bikini spreads or cover shoots.
Yeah.
It's all about longevity and strength and bone density.
right,
These
that's
are the
right.
things that we talk about with my strength and conditioning
tama,
coach.
no? Hindi na yung pa-sexy, hindi na yung... It's not so much that. It's really about the health.
Yes.
No? And fitness.
Uh-huh.
And well-being.
And how we've been getting not the right information in the past, in recent years.
What do you mean? For example?
Because before they would tell you not to lift heavy as you get older. Now they're telling you you should be lifting heavy because it will determine quality of life later on.
Ganun ba?
So everything that has to do with living long and living long
That's true.
with quality.
Yes.
Has
Kasi
to
ngayon
do
yung
with
mga...
strength training.
Tsaka yung anti-aging, no? Yun na yung...
That's another thing.
Yun na ngayon yung trend, di ba? You have to fight the age. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you are such a great example of it. Di ba?
Well, for me, it's like a byproduct. Like, first, it's the being healthy and the being strong. And if it leads to better, being able to maintain your looks, then fine and
Why not?
Fine and well, yeah. But I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
to some extent, to certain extents, just to look young or to look as I used to. That's kind of strange. I don't want to look like how I used to 20 years ago. That's a bit
Also,
creepy. So
That's true.
I make that the byproduct.
Well, I think that's also why we kind of like don't like too much cosmetic fixes on our faces, no? Somehow, nahalata naman no? Nahalata. Pero
Depends,
ikaw ang
I
galing,
guess,
ang
on the
galing.
doctor.
Oo, depende sa derma. Oh, ito, ang galing ng derma nito. Huwag na tayo
Magaling nga yung derma ko. Gucci. I gotta say.
You do need that, especially because you're still on TV.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is a surprise to me as well. I mean, after the pandemic and after like work in Eat Bulaga kind of fizzled out, I was all set to retire. But then the offer from Net25 came out of the blue. Ma'am Wilma Galvante, who has always supervised kind of my career along
galing
with
din
Tita
GMA
June.
yun eh.
Oo. Yeah, she was the one who sort of putting me in showbiz anchoring.
Yes.
When
Chika Minute.
Chika Minute, which became
Sa
such a...
24, grabe, ang galing, ang galing. Yeah, I
became
think you
such a
set
brand
the stage for, it's for new showbiz journalism with glamour, no? Galing
Yeah.
nga eh, galing. Ikaw yun. You know, Pia, I wanted to ask you, you were the face, you really were the face of the early 2000s. No? Kasi nga naka-plaster yung mukha mo sa mga commercial, tsaka sa mga billboard. How did it feel to be famous at that time? Wala pang social media nun eh.
I know.
So, ang kasikatan talaga nun, measured by the billboards.
Yes.
Biro mo, at any given time with the traffic in EDSA, kung sino man yung nandun sa LED or sa... Wala pa nga LED nun eh, billboard lang talaga, di ba? Sikat na sikat. How did that feel to be on such a high tower?
To be honest, I was just working. It was all just work for me. It wasn't even like an ego boost or anything. It was just like a job that earned a paycheck, and I would be quite oblivious about it.
Really?
That it had so much impact on people. For me, if I looked good, that was enough. I mean, it wasn't like an ego boost for me that, my face all over. It didn't really matter. For me, I was just trying to build my future, career-wise and bank account-wise.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
That's all that mattered.
And you know what? You exuded it. Yung ganong carefree, parang there's no lust for fame, really.
I mean, it was also like totally and unexpected. I just wanted to be. I think what led to it was the fact that I accepted a very unusual job, which was to report on traffic from a helicopter.
Yeah.
And at that time, all I wanted was an adventure.
That's true.
Like, I wanted to, after working for, in production for Inside Story, I wanted to go back to my roots, which was radio. And that was the offer at that time. They didn't want to put me back in the studio reporting on news every hour. They wanted me to be in a chopper. So I was like, great, that's even better.
So, dati nagre-report ka ng traffic, tapos biglang ikaw na ngayon ang pinapanood habang nasa
Habang
traffic ang mga
traffic.
tao. No? I ask you kasi ngayon, with the new platform, yung social media, no?
Yeah.
Ang dami ngayon talagang nag-e-effort na sumikat. And, the whole world is now literally a stage.
Yes, yes.
Diba? Because
they're
of
their
social
own
media.
network, they're
Yeah.
their own publisher.
Everybody's creating his own stage. Kasama na ako ron. What are your impressions on the new platform coming from a place where you basically monopolized it in a way for a certain period of time?
Well, I think it evens up the playing ground. Like the people who are really good will come up to the surface, but everybody gets a chance.
Yeah.
So
Level playing field.
yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have an opportunity, and it won't take connections, it won't take a lot of money, it won't take, I don't know, like maybe a family name or wherever you graduated. It's really labanan ng creativity to, labanan ng ideas. And I suppose also the presentation matters there. So it's like, matira matibay.
Pero ikaw ba, sa kasikatan mo, anong masasabi mo sa media work? Did you have your own share of pitfalls? I'm sure you did, no?
Pitfalls in my career. I never would think of it that way. It was always like the only pitfall I can think of, which is the reason why I signed up with Tita Ju in the first place, was when I was promised a show and I was all set to be part of it, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. And he's like, napolitika ka. Kailangan mo ng manager. Everything else is experience, or maybe not meant for me, or maybe it was time to move on. So,
Ano yung napolitika ka? Paanong napolitika?
well, it was in a network. Maybe the bosses decided, we'll just get somebody else, even if we promised her this already. And she was all set for it. So I didn't ask any more questions after that.
Oh, of course, everybody knows you were with the biggest network then, no? ABS-CBN. And alam din ng lahat na yung mga stars nun, syempre, tampulan ng mga chismis. Diba?
Always.
ABS.
Like every time your career would get, you would get somewhere with your career, somebody was supposedly sleeping with someone. You know what I mean?
Merong mga ganon, no?
Yeah, which, who cares? It's not true.
What's Pia Guanio's attitude toward that? I mean, at that time, what was your... How did you take it? Kasi ilang taon ka lang ba nun? Batang-bata ka pa, di ba?
Yeah, I would always be like, let them. It's not true anyway.
Didn't affect you?
It didn't affect me really. I was too busy with my own career and trying to make a living to care about stuff like that.
What was it about you that, that didn't allow you to get things like that eat you up?
I guess upbringing, my parents were very nonchalant. It's a great word to describe them. Indifferent. That's their attitude towards a lot of, things that don't really matter, that aren't even true. So I guess I grew up that way. My personality has always been that way. It takes a lot to maybe rile me up.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Wala kang traumatic experience that affected the way. Parang wala no? Sabi ko nga sa'yo, napaka-pleasant mo And I think that That's what you exude, which is also the reason why I wager yung mga ad agencies gustong-gusto ka.
I also
Kasi
don't
ang
like to
positive eh.
keep like I also don't like to hold grudges. Well, there were times when there would be like mga maybe tabloid articles that they would read about. Some would make me feel bad because they would say that I was like mean to someone or mataray or whatever. But then, it was a growing process, maybe, that the more famous you became, the more you were target for stuff like that. But then it was something that I had to grow second skin for, or a thicker skin for. Because before then, I would be like, if you kept your attitude in check, you would never have to suffer like those kinds of feedback or tabloid articles. But then after a while, I figured out that that wasn't true, that they would just fabricate anything about you anyway. So
Did you ever feel that yung parang, alam mo yung song na It Ain't Easy Coming Down? Did you ever feel that you came down from where you were on such a high perch, the EDSA billboard girl, and then the Itbulaga girl, Chika Minute girl?
not at all, because I believe that there are chapters in your life and you have to leave some of them in order to grow. So I'm in a different chapter now. I'm in my chapter where I want to be there for my kids and I want to make sure that I teach them well and I prepare them to become responsible, respectful, and kind adults in when their time comes. So I like where I am at the moment. I don't want to be as busy as I used to be because then I wouldn't have time for them or my husband. And then I'm also in my era where I want to be strong, I want to be fit, I want to be still there for them, like for a long, long period of time. And I want to travel more because I never could do that before. I would always be like my manager would be like, Tito Douglas, who is Tita June's best friend, would always say, "Don't ever take a leave. Don't ever take vacations." Because
Ano pa yun?
because back then there would always be someone waiting to take your place. That's what he would tell me. So for a long period of time, like that was my life. I had no weekends, I had no vacations. I had a 7-day work week, which I didn't mind. I had
You didn't mind?
2 daily shows a day. I mean, 2 daily shows for 5 days a week. And I didn't mind at all.
Why not?
Because that was the kind of that was the chapter I was in at that point. Like I was so concentrated on career and working that it didn't matter to me that I had no days off.
So you enjoyed it, even though it was such a busy
I
time.
super enjoyed it.
So how did you separate private life from, the public life you had as a celebrity? Did you make an effort to do that, or you just dealt with it as
No,
it came
not
along?
really.
Talaga?
Yeah, I just took it as it came.
So wala kang, okay, hanggang dito lang mga showbiz reporters, hanggang dito lang ako at wala na.
No, I was such an open book actually about things.
Hindi ba yung dangerous sa media? I mean, especially
Well,
when you're...
I would be honest and forthcoming, but I wouldn't like volunteer information that they didn't know anything about. I would just answer honestly.
Hindi ka nagwi-withhold nag-info.
Just give them what they want. I didn't air my dirty laundry out in public.
Oh,
that's
okay,
for
okay,
sure.
that's for sure. Yeah.
Although, because it was tough, I would be like I would be hosting a showbiz talk show, and then I would be also part of it,
Oo nga,
answer questions as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Was that awkward for you when you became the news story you were reporting?
Was that awkward?
Kasi you were a showbiz host.
Yeah,
Showbiz news
I had to
host.
play fair, I would answer, I would need to answer also the questions that they would throw at me.
Eh, paano kung yung
They would
storya
strap
tungkol
me to a
sa'yo?
lie detector test, a lie detector machine.
What?
And to answer question, we had crazy things like that
May
in
mga ganon sa
Showbiz
showbiz.
Central.
Hindi, pero kunyari, sa Chika Minute, pag ikaw na yung storya, hindi ka ba na-awkward?
Ano ba nangyayari nun sa Chika Minute? I wouldn't be the one, saying
Kaya
it.
hindi ikaw,
Oo, they
hindi
would,
ikaw ang pinapabasa ng
no, no.
spiel. Siyempre, no?
Yeah, it would be like a news report
Pero
that I
hindi ka
wouldn't lead
nahingi alam
in.
sa storya na parang, "Oh, hindi totoo yan, no?" I just wonder. Kasi
Yeah.
may power ka. You were part of the news, di ba?
Depends. Like, if it was a matter of opinion, not factual, then I would
Ah, yes.
sort of try to raise a fuss about it.
Okay.
Like, parang, it's kind of awkward to say something about someone
I would imagine.
that I'm involved in. So, if it's not factual, maybe you don't need to include the person in it, you know?
So is that something that you imagine your kids will get into? Media?
I feel
Showbiz?
like maybe my younger one, definitely not my older one.
Personality kasi.
She's so private.
Ah, oh.
Yeah.
Pero yung second mo, you wouldn't mind.
Oh, she's already kind of doing it. So she's been performing with G-Force and dance
Oh.
concerts.
Yeah.
And she likes to come with me to work.
Talaga.
And she likes to be in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I think she might get into it.
I can't read your face. Are you in favor of that?
I'm gonna prepare her for it. I'm definitely gonna tell her that it's not all, roses all the time. You're a target for compliments and a target for bashing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kasi yung bashing, di ba? Social media lang eh. But I don't know, how do you deal with the bashing? Kasi there's
know.
always someone hating, right?
It's not a fair game to make them patol or to even engage with them because they don't have their real names there. They don't even have faces. And there's such a thing as rage bait. So it's not worth your time and effort. It's really like a platform for everyone to express their thoughts. And if that's how they think, then I'm not even gonna waste my time trying to change your mind.
But does it affect you?
Of course it does. But I don't engage. I just try to make them express whatever that they feel is right.
How do you deal with it?
Well, on my own account, I don't engage. But if it's something, and if it's like an idea that we disagree with, I don't engage because nga baka rage bait lang yan, and I don't even know who they are, so it's not fair game for me. But if it's something to do with my family, then totally like they're blocked
Okay.
without a second thought.
But do you let it get to you? I mean, how do you keep it from getting to you? Kasi,
I don't even bother reading.
Really?
Yeah.
I think yun talaga yung best way to deal with it.
Yes,
Don't
because
even
you
read it.
wouldn't be like human if it didn't get to you.
That's true.
Yeah, and some of their comments are really below the belt. Like, it's not even like about an exchange of ideas. It's about, then it's gonna get to something about your age or something
Yeah.
about how you look, or
Yeah.
then that's not, people
Altogether.
who say that it's engagement either way and
Yes,
love it,
that's right.
I don't know how much, if it's 100% truth
Yes.
to them, but
Oh, sabi nila, okay lang yan. Kahit mag-hate sila. Engagement din yan. Kita rin yan. Di ba may ganun?
oo, may ganon.
Kaya
I think
mo
some
yun?
people can handle it. Maybe for them kasi it translates to monetization.
Oo.
But in my case, there's no purpose for it talaga. There's no benefit to me. It's just gonna put you in a bad mood, hate people, sometimes you
true.
just end up hating humans because of the way they talk and the way they make people lait about their looks or whatever it is, it's really toxic.
Yeah. So how do you intend to help your kid through it, si Brooklyn?
That's why. So no
Because
social media for them.
really?
They have their gadgets, but they're very heavily guarded and very heavily timed.
Uh,
And then my husband is on top of the kind of
really?
media they consume because it's really dangerous. And there's so much stuff about how they purposely try to make it addicting
Yes.
for children.
That's true. That's true. Nakakatuwa naman. So your husband is a very active parent.
Parents, yeah, we're both very hands-on.
Uh-huh.
I've been blessed to be married to a guy who doesn't just think of fatherhood as a person who provides, but also a person who nurtures and educates and supports. So it's a good team.
How did you meet? What's your love story?
You know how they say you'll never get anything from hanging out in bars? Well, I got my husband from hanging out in a bar.
Teka, huwag niyo gagayahin, ha?
Maybe not anymore these days, but I was out. It was a night out with some of my friends who wanted to set me up with someone. She was my friend who was on with this guy who had a friend who was being set up with me.
Okay.
But that guy didn't pan out. But
Okay.
my husband was one of his friends.
Oh,
So
okay.
the guy I was being set up with didn't happen. And my now
Siya yung
husband
nag-sub?
was the one who subbed. Yes!
No kidding. Siya
Yes,
talaga yung
so
sub.
took his place.
Oh, wow.
So,
You were meant.
I suppose. Because he
But
was
did you hit it off?
right away.
Right away? Oh, wow.
And at the time, he was involved with somebody else. So it had its rough start. And I was like,
You
I'm
became
not
the
gonna-
third.
No, I was like, I'm not gonna
Part.
get involved with you unless you're completely free. So that's how it started.
And
And he did something about it.
uh,
Which scared me in the beginning because I wasn't sure about him yet. I was like, why did you do that? I wasn't asking you to do that. I was like, I
do
was
what? Nakipag-split?
Yes. So he split up with his girlfriend.
Ikaw
I was like, I
talaga.
don't want to be the reason. And he's like, you're not the reason. But then,
You're
it
not the
worked
reason?
out. Sabi
What's
niya,
the reason?
Sabi niya.
His heart was the reason.
Yeah.
What was it about him that attracted you to him?
Because he was very confident. He was a very confident guy from day one. He was accommodating. Like, because I wasn't talking to anyone that night because my date decided that
He didn't show up.
he did show up, but he decided that he
How can
wasn't.
someone stand Pia Guanio?
No, he was there, but he wasn't. I guess I don't know what, or maybe hindi niya type or something because he didn't talk to me the whole night. And in his stead, my Steve was the one who picked
Baka
up the
na-intimidate.
slack.
Baka na-intimidate yung isa.
Because
Pero
eventually,
si Steve, confident eh.
yeah, he was makapal ng mukha. He was kapal mukha. Super. So from the get-go, makapal na talaga yung mukha niya. He was like entertaining me, talking me up, asking me if I needed anything. So we hit it off right away.
I understand you got married within a year of knowing each other.
Yes!
Isang taon matapos ikasal, nag-renew ng vows ang kachika minute natin si Pia Guanio at asawa niyang si Steve Magos.
Sa ilalim ng buwan, sa simoy ng malamig na hangin, idinaos ang renewal of vows ni Pia Guanio at Steve Magos sa isang eksklusibong garden restaurant sa Tagaytay City.
It was super
Grabe.
whirlwind. So we met, we got engaged, all in a year's time. Yeah.
Hindi ka nag-second thoughts na baka sandali, I'm plunging into something that...
No, that was the funny thing.
So
Like,
serious.
I've always been in like these long relationships and nothing ever happened, or I never had the urge to take it a step further. And here's Mr. Mago, prancing in, taking all these like giant steps. And I never even had any second thoughts about
You
him.
just went along talaga.
Yeah, I was totally like with open arms, yes, engaged.
Was it love?
Definitely. I mean, it sounds really corny and it's so cliche, but I guess you really just do know when it's the right one. And by then I was already also deep into my spiritual life. I was already into praying about who I was gonna end
Oh.
up. Maybe
Ah.
because prior to that, that was absent,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, no wonder.
And so God answered my prayers.
So what? Steve was answered prayer.
Answered prayer, definitely. And also like he had no qualms about um coming with me to church. And he wasn't even Christian, he was a Catholic. So these are all good signs.
Yes.
These are all like green flags, as people
That's
would say
true.
these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you raising your kids now with him spiritually? I mean,
Oh wow, I'm super into that. Like whenever, because we carpool to school and work. So every time I have them, they're like captured audience. On the ride to school, we would all do our Bible
oh, that's
devotionals.
great.
We would pray before our days would start. And then we would try to get them into kids' church as well. So it's nice. It's nice to know that you have such a big influence on young minds
Yes.
that you can definitely either train them to go here or there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Train a young child in the way that he should go,
yes,
and when he's old, he will not depart
depart
from
from
it.
it. Exactly. So I really think that's also the reason why I have no qualms about I'm not as busy as I used to be, and I have no problems about it because I have much bigger responsibilities now. I
Yeah.
took this on and I'm
Yeah.
responsible for it, and I
Yeah.
better not screw it up.
And it's far more meaningful, I would imagine.
Definitely. And
Diba?
I think that's why also God made me have that time of just working on my career without any pauses, because
Right.
he knew that later on this would happen. He wouldn't want me having second thoughts about or being torn between, but then I still want to work on
Yeah.
this. But then I have these kids now. So now I'm 100% into parenting, just as I was 100% into my career back then.
So parang binusog ka na niya nun
I
sa
think,
showbiz, no?
yes. Binusog na niya ako career-wise. Ano bang gusto mo?
Oo.
May gusto ka pa? Wala ka ng gusto, di ba? You're totally satisfied in that area. And I think so.
And yet, he still gave you a window.
And yet, he gave me, that's why,
Yeah.
Kada Umaga, which made me think, maybe he's not yet done with me yet.
That's true.
That there's something that he still wants me to do with this platform that he gave me. And because back then, I don't know, it was all for myself. I was very selfish during those years. It was all about just me, 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 me. But now that he's given me a husband, he's given me these children, it's funny how you become selfless that way. Automatically, without being obligated, without being required to do it. So that was his way, I think, of turning me selfless.
Wow, this is such a revelation. How did you come to know God? How did you come to
Oh, the
Christ?
strangest thing. Like, you would not believe it, but through Eat Bulaga.
How?
Because my boss back then, Tita Malu, Choa Fagar,
Yes, Christian.
Was Christian.
I know Malu, yes.
Yes. And she would, ayan talaga, by force, would make us, she's gonna kill me for saying that, but she would invite us to Bible study every week. And although she would tell you, she would deny the being forced part, you don't want to be in her bad,
On her bad side.
on her bad side. So you would just attend
Yeah.
to so she won't be in a bad mood with you. And it paid off. It really, really paid off.
Wow.
Buti na lang she did because maybe we would have made a lot of excuses and we would have put something more important than that.
Pero were you resistant at first? Yung tipo, ano ba to? Bakit ba tayo nagba-Bible study? Or did you ever feel that way?
In the beginning, maybe because especially since like why would we want to spend an afternoon pa in the studio when we could just do whatever we wanted, diba? But then it didn't take a long time for me to realize that I needed it. So after a while, I would totally look forward to it. I would take down a lot of notes, and then she would even pick me up from my condo and take me to church with her. That was how galing. That was how earnest she was about bringing me to church. And I'm so thankful to her for not giving up on me.
You know, I we could take this off if you want, but did your traumatic experiences during that time of your life draw you to Christ? Because this is usually
Definitely.
the story, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang it takes a heartbreak or some illness or,
Yeah.
di ba? Or something really tragic even.
But even before that happened, even before anything bad happened
Yeah.
or traumatic, I was already like getting knees deep into
Really?
the spirituality about being Christian because I was very grateful about what was going on in my life, that it made me realize that it wasn't just all my doing, that it was really a blessing from, I mean, really, I mean, so many people wanted to get into the shows that I was given.
Yes, yeah.
And it was totally cutthroat at that time.
Yes.
I needed a different perspective. Like, where was all this coming from, and why was it all being given to me? And so that was good. It was really good that I had that perspective.
Yes, that's true, no? Parang, actually, when you think about the media opportunity, actually, any kind of opportunity, when you really are honest about it, you realize, hindi ikaw yun eh, no?
Yeah.
Hindi sa'yo yun eh.
I mean, some people, they would attribute it to luck, but I don't believe in luck because luck is so... What is luck? It's so random.
It's true.
Right? And there's no meaning to it, right? So now I realize that maybe God was leading me up to this point where now He's giving me another show and now I'm being able to use it for His purpose.
And now you have a family.
Yes.
And how would you describe your life now? From the perspective of the divine, I mean.
It's funny because you talk about like all the traumatizing experiences in my career, but nothing brought me to my knees more than family. Like all the heartaches, all the sadness, and all the lessons that it's given me is way, way more than what I ever learned like in my work. It's weird. Like the most painful heartaches are with family.
Really?
Yeah, like I get so affected, like with what my kids go through, with my difficulties with them. The heartache is greater than anything I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Parang media was a breeze compared to...
Like the rumors and all these, like the bashing, the panglalait is nothing compared to the heartaches you'll experience as a mom.
Talaga. And to think your kids are so young.
Yes! Because nobody gives you a manual about how to parent children, right? They just come out of you and then what?
That's true.
So I had to like really study this just as I studied everything else in the past. You know, I would go to parenting seminars in Victory Church because I would be like at my wit's end. Like, what do I do? Diba? Why are they this way? And how am I supposed to respond to it? So it's really like an education, another learning curve.
But surely it's not a burden. Like,
Definitely not, because it's another way to grow. Like how you build strength in the gym, you have to stress something out in
That's
order
true.
for your muscles to build and for you to get stronger.
Yeah.
So I look at it the same way.
That's
The
true.
stress becomes your strength
Amen.
after.
Amen.
But you have to act on it
Yeah.
responsibly and in the right direction. Otherwise, you might possibly screw it up.
Wow. Pia Guanio as a parent.
I know. And
Not anymore your billboard star.
yeah, and I'm
She's
loving
now
every minute.
Pia the parent, and guess what? It's lifelong.
I know.
They never stop becoming
I
your
hope
kids.
so. I hope so, because now my older daughter is in her teens, and we're already feeling how she's needing you less and less, and that's something that you have to
Accept.
accept and grow from again.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah.
Mrs. Pia Guanio Mago, thank you very, very
Well,
much.
thank you also, Lucia. I hope it was
Oh, yeah,
meaty
yeah.
and
Nakakatuwa naman. I'm so glad to know that you're
fruitful.
Christian. Really.
Yes, yeah.
I prayed about this. I said, Lord, be glorified in this interview. I'm so glad that you brought it up.
Oh,
Really.
amen.
Nakakatuwa.
Yeah, amen.
If you like what you just saw, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.